Hey friends, how are ya? So it's Saturday, July 7th, and it's an amazing day. A good friend of mine is getting married today. One of my closest, longest friends. I wanted to share something with everyone. I'm finding a destination, number one, where I like to go and just kind of calm and collect a message. But so it's no secret I have a dance class. A lot of people know me from my videos when I first started YouTube. But I wanted to share with everyone, I just finished my class and look what appeared on my shirt. You see that? An exact heart, if you didn't catch it. It's miraculous, the things that reveal itself to you without you having to try, or there's times that you don't have to have intentions of what you want to put out there. It just sort of reveals itself. So I wanted to have a moment to share with everyone about messages and knowing how to attract messages into your timeline, and how your timeline is very significant. When you understand the messages along the way, your timeline will make sense. So it kind of brings me to asking the question out loud, well, what is a timeline? And a timeline means from start to finish, how has your soul journey has revealed itself to you, and has the divine creator, the Father, play a role in that, the divine creation or what have you. Everyone has their own journey, but we have to start understanding that this is a path of one reality. It's because we're all coming to the conscious senses of everything, other beings, etc., etc., etc. So we have to be mindful that it's not my reality and your reality and so-and-so's reality, and all these different realities work together. It's about the unification of one reality, one consciousness. And once we realize that there is a collective consciousness, it's a oneness, your timeline will start to make a lot of sense. You will now become a part of the collective. So, as a great example, so I'll be very honest, yesterday I had a date, and I get nervous because how does someone like us crack someone in to our understanding of life? Like, how do we integrate our meaning of life with someone who probably doesn't have the same experience? How do they fit in? Well, the answer is they don't. It really is about attracting like-minded people, or if their timeline calls for you to intersect at some part of our reality that we share. And our reality is, yes, there's other entities out there. Earth was inhabited by other things before us, the fifth root race, got here. How we evolved to being here came from a starting point. So those are all things that we have to take account of. Number one. Number two, how do we assist and help each other? So there's different people who have different experiences and observations and different insight. This is why I really value YouTube, because there's someone in every corner of the truth community. So I don't have to do what someone else does, because my thing is really about helping those in this corner, as someone else, their thing is over here, and there's someone else over there. So we're all working together as a collective, as a team, And that's the beauty of it, is it's all truth. There's not one person who is off or wrong or false unless they are trying to deny something of the truth. So back to my date yesterday, and I'll tie you in with where I'm going with this whole message. My my date basically had felt like he was crazy. He felt detached from reality. He felt he wasn't part of civilization, because all of the shenanigans with politics and all the crap that media is putting out, the mass distortion, has been telling awakened people, you're the one who's in the fog. You are crazy. No one believes you. And it could be a schizophrenic type situation where someone can really stifle themselves and hurt themselves because they're not accepted, or the illusion of our society has said we don't accept you. And unfortunately, if you're someone who's find themselves being alone, or you find yourself oh my god, there's a biker that was hit by a car. I almost want to stop and help, but there are people helping him. And long story short, sorry, I'd never seen anyone hit and run of a bike. Anyways, going back to what I'm saying, he was telling me and sharing with me that it's been a hard journey. He was learning himself inside and out, and he didn't have anybody to validate his experience, because he's witnessed some things as a child, and as an adult it's changed his awakening experience, where he is fully and aware of a lot and ready to walk the path. But there was no evidence that this path is what other people are going through. So, luckily there's people like me around because I can totally validate that there is a deeper truth. There is a deeper life. And what's beautiful is my grandmother is a minister, and the name of her church was Deeper Life Ministries. And we come from a Pentecostal experience. So I am in a really good position. And I think when people often criticize me of my previous videos, not too many, but there was a couple where people had their 2 cents. It's like, well, you don't know my background and where I come from and who's educated and schooled me on biblical texts and the interpretations of everything, the literacy of certain things, and the metaphors of others. If you don't understand similes, metaphors, and anomalies and constellations, you really don't even get the first book of, the Bible. Once you understand everything has a course and a plan, then you would understand your personal life has to adapt and apply all these different things in order to fulfill your soul's destiny, if that makes any sense. Or to fulfill the word of the Father, because he spoke in the beginning. When he spoke, existence followed after. Well, guess what? We're walking the life of... I love the law of attraction because I just parked here and so someone else did. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Let's go for a little stroll. So, actually I'm not. There's actually something going on. So you get to see a big view of my heart, number one. Yay! So sharing a little bit more with this person, I had a video. If you look at my videos, there's one where I posted said, "We're not alone." And when I showed him that, it really opened his eyes to that there are signs and stars in the heavens. And those signs and stars will men's hearts will fail them at the sight of those things. And I'm noticing that people who can't handle a lot of those situations, they turn away and run because it frightens them. So now you have fear, and fear is a test. And if we can learn to take our fear and have adversity over it, then we have a testament. And when we share the accomplishment of a testament, we testify to someone else. So we have the word test, which I think we're all here in a simulation, a matrix, to learn this test, to pass the test. And once, I guess if we don't understand that we are being tested, we will never really understand consciousness. We will never understand why Christ consciousness is so important right now more than ever, because it's the only way to surpass the physical. You apply a divine experience into bringing it back into your physical, if that makes any sense. But there's only one being that was able to channel and do that and succeed, die, and then resurrect, and then ascend. So we're in a 5th root race, and when we get to our 7th or 6th, we can possibly do that same thing. We don't know the kind of world we live in, where, you know, we don't know how our magnetosphere, how the things outside, how the gamma rays will play a role with adapting and applying the changes to our bodies, where then our consciousness would expand, and then we can do that. Watch my July video. I made a prediction of the month of July. We will have some changes by the end of the month. And I think this is the month where we may see our 6th seal break, which to some is creepy and scary. Others, it might be good. We need to have the 6th seal cracked open. We need to move on. We need to move forward. And what's fascinating is my date had this, he was sharing with me a dream that he had, and I knew exactly what he was talking about. And I won't share the details of it, but basically, let's just say the Divine Mother and Father together showed him something. And when he told me that, I was like, yeah, he's been called. And I think when someone doesn't adhere to that calling, they don't know that there's a certain extension to their timeline, they can basically get manipulated by other entities, other things that can use their good, innocent energy and harvest and recycle and reproduce that energy. And long story short, become fuel for the reptilian gas tank, if you use my metaphor. And so he was telling me all these different experiences of all this negative and weight like energy, and it was fearing him, and he was always in a fear. And all I had to do was kind of find a way to break that timeline. I came into his life with knowing what he's going through, which already shifted his timeline from where it was going to, oh, there's another path in this. And so what's weird is I'm also a channel, so I know about family lines and different ancestors and whatnot. So I'm pretty cool like that, but it's a very difficult gift, because you have to have discernment, and you have to have no ego whatsoever, and you have to know how to guide people with those messages. Getting messages through a channel from another source other than your physical self, it could be draining, it could be tiresome, but you have to know to be responsible of the gift. And how to do it, can't tell you how, but once it chooses you, once it has a calling on you, it's a beautiful responsibility to make sure that you utilize it to the best of your ability, and that it is a service to other people, and that you're helping other people understand that they have that gift too. So I was able to share that also and say, You've been asked to be on a journey, and I believe and know that you are saved because the Father has already sent his invitation to you several hundred times. Not knowing that it was who it was, he didn't know what to do. Now he knows who was calling onto him, and now he's able to establish a timeline that will allow him to be the bride of the great, bridegroom collection, the great catching away, as they say in biblical texts. So it's very beautiful to watch that I saved someone on a... It's okay. Someone hit my car. Confirmation. Don't worry about it. It was an accident.
Thank you so much.
And you have to learn accidents are forgiven. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna get a new car in a year anyway.
Sweet.
Yeah, have fun.
Thank you, we will.
Yeah. That's how you change someone's timeline. That kid could have been scarred and felt guilty and bad about hitting my car with the door. But it's what you say and what. We are the seed of... There's a message coming in. We are the seed of the fruit. And it's not about always serving the fruit. It's really about opening something to where that seed can reap more life. Therefore, you produce more fruit. I don't know where that came from. Woo, a whole lot of mole. Anyways, I will let you all go. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm getting more subscribers. So I will be working on coordinating my speeches a little more so that way I get right to my points. But I really wanted to say a very big thank you to Global Witness, Derek. You are a brother to me, and I'll probably do another video where I can specifically aim it towards you and guide everyone to your experience with the Father and your one-on-one journey and how your journey has collected thousands, if not millions of people, hopefully in time, that we all can share one platform and that we can all, as a collective, open up more timelines and close those past dark timelines. We're on a mission, and I know you are truly my brother because we have the same channel, the same connection, and the same compassion for humility. We have this ever-glowing love for life and knowledge. And without knowledge, there is no life. This is why the trees in the book of Genesis, as you said, are very important. You are to eat from this tree and not that one. And when you ate from one, guess what? We had to have duality in order to bring everything back to oneness. So I have no regrets, I have no anger towards the deceptions that caused all this to happen because it had to happen. It's why there's physical matter. It's what gave the first root race its next evolution. And I'm so grateful to be experiencing the next level, the bridge into where we are going. It's truly amazing. And there's no fear after this. It's only forward. And that's what was really beautiful about my conversation yesterday with someone new in my life. Hopefully I can share more about this person. But it was all about moving forward. And forward's the only way. And together we move forward stronger. Take care. I love you. And have a great weekend.